word pressure last night. He says, we've been under pressure a long time this year.
They were very...
the pressure mounted on them.
I agree. It's going to take a Super Bowl at least, maybe even 2. It's almost like the Pats now are 2-2 in Super Bowls instead of 3-1. That's how bad that loss was. I mean, I think they all
bad
thought
loss.
This is a historical
It was a bad
win.
couple of days, especially this Ram thing. This Ram thing is an ugly cloud till they clear it up.
I think it's to me, for the Pats, it's a unbelievably rough defeat. And I almost think it takes away a Super Bowl 2 from them. That's how bad it was. I respect Brady, but for Kraft and Belichick, can't get worse than that.
I've seen teams lose that never even thought they could lose. I saw that UNLV game. I did that game for CBS. I was there.
Nobody thought we could lose
when Duke beat them that game.
That's a good example.
Okay.
Right.
I saw how they acted. Last night, I saw that in the Pats. The Pats were shocked that they lost. They did not think, even with 2 minutes left, they did not think they were going to lose.
I agree.
They did not think Eli was going to come to the field and beat them.
I wouldn't have thought it with that defense. I know he's got a penchant for that. On the Fan, Mike and Chris, Sports Radio 67.
About football, and that's the good part. I thought we had reached a point where the Pats had revolutionized, because of the rules, they had come up with the perfect offense and revolutionized the game. It looked like that all year. But in the end, a good old-fashioned pass rush won the day.
Fourth quarter pass rush, key to football.
When you can't block them, you're going to have trouble beating them. And, Brady is not used to seeing that. I was thinking about the Jaguars, who never even tried. I don't have the giant personnel. And I'll say, Strahan, who almost seemed to be able to time the snap count. It seemed like he was perfect. He calls those 4 starts. It seemed like he was just... He jumped. It was almost like he had studied it to the point where he seemed to be on their cadence tremendously.
And that was a big strip that you just saw there at the half, because they could have scored points here. Only thing I didn't like about Strahan, Mike, after the game, Strahan, I understand. He's had a wonderful career. He's going to the Hall of Fame. I shouldn't even bring it up, but I'm going to because it bothers me. Strahan's got that edge to him on the podium after the game, and when you win a championship,
just win a championship,
nobody wants to hear the edge. Okay, nobody. If you hate the media, or if you hate the predictors, you hate Bradshaw, you hate everybody involved, keep it to yourself. You just want a Super Bowl. You shouldn't be thinking about those things.
Don't go up there and attack the Fox guys. What do you expect them to say? The other team's 18-0.
He was mad they picked Tampa in the first round.
No one cares.
I mean, I just didn't like what I heard out of Strahan. It's not classy the way he handled that on the field post-game. And I was right there. I heard every word of it after the game.
If all the pundits, if all the people who predict weren't on the favorite, you would never have an upset. That's the only reason you have an upset. It's because the world sees this great team, and that's how that's what upset's about. Upset is for that.
And outside of being a Giant groupie, and listen, we had a lot of Giants, Harry Carson, George Morton, and I love those guys.
Well, you expect the players to pick them.
They're going to
pick against that team.
I mean, even Baker, or Carl Nelson didn't pick the Giants, but everybody else did.
Yeah.
I mean, if you looked at this game logically, you had to pick the Patriots in the game.
They're 18-0. But
I know you Giant fans now. Well, I told you so and all that.
That's
but
fine.
Still, you had to pick the game logically. You had to pick the Pats.
Don't worry about that. That happens every time there's an upset. I mean, that's what upsets are about. And this is an astronomical upset.
I did not like the way Strahan handled it.
Be great. Have more grace in the presence of that. But the guys yesterday, Strahan played superbly
he was
well.
phenomenal
At his
in the game.
age, he played superbly well.
And you know what? So much for training camp. As it turned out, it wasn't that big a deal.
Kudos to Ernie Accorsi, because this was Ernie Accorsi's Super Bowl. Reese had a great year, and he gave you Boss, and he gave you Bradshaw, and he had a brilliant year as a GM.
He did.
He could deal at left tackle. He didn't spend a lot of money. All true. But this was Ernie Accorsi's Super Bowl because he believed in Eli Manning.
Yeah, and he got killed.
He believed in keep drafting pass rushers. And Justin Tuck was the best Giant defender. Tuck's performance was unbelievable. He had nothing left on the goal. When he threw the pass to Moss, Tuck couldn't even get off the field. He was actually, they had to carry him off the field.
That's a couple of Giant. Fred Robbins was tired, too.
They played brilliantly, but Tuck was possessed the way he was playing in that game.
The Giant pass rush and Eli in the fourth quarter. I mean, and
Giants are right to give him $30 million. He was brilliant in that game.
And I love Ernie. I think Ernie's one of the best guys in sports. I saw Ernie on Saturday night. I had before I did that little Channel 2 thing. And he was confident. He thought the Giants could win. And I've been all over Ernie about that Manning trade. That's over with now. I can't say. And I've been all over him. I hated the trade, gave up too much. Now I can't say anything.
Hey, Eli Manning.
Because as it turned out, he's won a Super Bowl, so is Roethlisberger.
No, yeah, dog. He's won a Super Bowl in his 4th year.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
It's amazing.
And now Roethlisberger's a tremendous player, but Roethlisberger's Super Bowl stunk. He was hideous.
Hideous. They won because they didn't win because of him.
You know what? They're on even ground.
Plus, they played Seattle.
Here's the amazing thing of the whole thing: Rivers, Roethlisberger, and Eli Manning are all good.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
We spent a lot of debate on the 3 of them. They're all good.
Visit London has the flash at 3 Mink. Calls in a sec. Sports Radio 66.
Historic day for the Giants. Historic night for New York sports, period. Giants beating the Patriots to win Super Bowl 42. Now, Giant coach Tom Coughlin, game MVP Eli Manning addressing the media one final time in Arizona, and Coughlin talked of the team's character traits.
It's about the game, and it's about the players that play the game. And what I'm so proud of is this group of young men who actually bonded so tightly together and became the true definition of team and exhibited that basically throughout the entire year.
Especially when things were not going well.
No team is unbeatable, and I think that's what we realize. Everybody is beatable. There is a way to get to anybody. And for us today, the way to win this game, first of all, was to get to Brady. Stop the run and get to Tom Brady.
And that's what Michael Strahan and the Giants did.
This was for us, man. This whole season's for us. This season is not for anybody else and not for us to say we told you so. This season is for the guys in that locker room and for those coaches and for the Giants and the fans.
Parade through the Canyon of Heroes tomorrow. Devils Penguins on the Fan tonight at 6:50. The Knicks are home to the LA Clippers. Capitol Hill Yankee pitcher Andy Pettitte in Washington today. A closed-door interview with lawyers looking into drug use in baseball, and that meeting took about 2.5 hours. WFAN wants you to know that A-Rod, David Wright, Melky Cabrera, Craig Biggio, Jamal Crawford, Christy Yamaguchi, they'll be honored at the 28th Annual Thurman Munson Awards Dinner on February 5th at the Marriott Marquis. And for more info, you can call 212-249-6188. 37 degrees and skies are overcast, and that's what's happening. This is John Minko in 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for the Super Bowl 42 champion Giants, and complete parade coverage all day tomorrow.